If you think just the people sitting in these seats that are upset, you're sadly mistaken. It's all out in the whole Bridgeville area, everywhere else you go, people are upset. There was no good outcomes. And by the way, the guard shack at the bus garage should probably come down because it is. And no one's going to damage anything. We're glad that you put security, obviously, where it needs to go tonight. Obviously, set up the schools where they need to be. Guarding buses is pretty stupid. They don't need to be guarded. And for getting paid security $3,300 a week, I'm only one right now, so now we're adding more, and that's more than $3,300. So you can do the math on that one. It disgusts me how little you care about the people that work for you. These drivers value their jobs and care for our kids. So when outstanding fails, then what are you going to do? You're going to call these lovely people back to save the bus? They're dedicated to their jobs and our families, and for some reason they're dedicated to you and still follow what they're supposed to do. So how would you handle this if there was no drivers right now? I don't think that you have 65 to 70 friends that drive. Respect what you have and respect these employees. And they're not just employees, they're drivers, they're parents, they're people. We got Mr. Well for 62, great driver. Couldn't be any better. But I know all this is going in one ear and out the other. But how you can handle things too is another important question, because obviously you're going to get multiple phone calls in short. But whenever these other drivers, obviously you hear from all these other people, like their kids aren't getting respected. And if my kid comes home crying or upset because the driver disrespected them, or when these kids jag around with our drivers, and they jag around back. So if they think that they're okay to jag around with them, and they say something ignorant or mean, like, are they going to feel upset? The first thing we're thinking is coming to you guys, because that's not fair to them. Why do they got to be taken care of like that? Our kids are everything else. I don't know how many kids you guys have through school or whatever, but if you really think this is okay, it's not. If that's how you care about your kids, you're not your parents. So that's all I have to say.
Samantha Fulmer, 1452 Beach Road. Before I begin my actual comment, I just want to say up there to the solicitor, as the solicitor and formal attorney for the school district, you should not be attempting to solicit information from a student, specifically information that could negatively impact a teacher or administrator that may have shared an email with him, like you just did every week. You were very angry. We saw. What happened here tonight was not just disappointing, it was a complete neglect of duty by the 6 majority who voted in favor of these furloughs. Your responsibility is to protect students and ensure the future of this district. Yet you voted against every opportunity to increase revenue over the last year. You had choices: raising taxes to the Act-1 index, or agreeing to the Providence Point Agreement. But instead, you chose to do nothing. And now, instead of taking responsibility, 6 of you made the decision to gut our schools, approving these devastating furloughs. And let's talk about transparency. The agenda uploaded at 5:58 p.m. yesterday changed when viewed later that evening. That sounds like a Sunshine Act violation to me. That is not open governance. That is not accountability. That is not how a board that respects its community operates. Back to my previous topic. Meanwhile, non-essential spending continues. Instead of making responsible cuts away from students, you protect administrative costs, waste money on outside contracts, and refuse to make the tough choices real leaders make. The neglect of duty is not just about what you do, it's about what you refuse to do. Tonight, 6 of you refuse to act. 6 of you refuse to lead. And now, you're will result in overcrowded classrooms, fewer resources, and irreversible damage to our schools. You may have had the votes to push this through, but don't think for a second the community is blind to what happened here. We see it, we won't forget, and we will hold you accountable.
First and foremost, I'd just like to thank the teachers and the student body that is here. After seeing everything that has gone on tonight, I cannot tell you how much this genuinely hurts me. Seriously and genuinely. Because of all of my teachers at this school, I was on France TV. I got to meet Sarah Wett. I did programs for surgeries and intubations, all because of the programs at Chartres Valley. So I want to bring up the PLTW program that is. It makes no sense to me that you won't spend $2,000 on one program, but will put a horse statue for a losing team. And for all the people in theater and dance, I hear you as well, because I've made friendships and so many lifelong, lasting impacts in all of those groups. And I just want to address that because you don't, all of you, except for the three, don't understand how much this truly affects our community. My teachers have taught me that my diversity matters. Clubs like VSU, Best Buddies, CV Choir, Dance, Showcase. These are all things that help me become who I am and promote everybody else. And I want to say one last thing. Dr. Castagna, I met you 3 months before this entire board, and you told me you would do the best that you could. I can't see it.
Hey, Ashley Murphy, 157 Orchard Spring. I'm sure the board does not know this, but every month our SDL and PBIS group at the primary school assigns a super cool trait for our youngest minds to learn and practice. February's super cool character trait is integrity. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. Or, as we explain to our primary school students, doing the right thing when nobody is watching, or adjusted for this board when your friends are watching. It is a lesson that I believe the majority of our board could take to heart. And I'm sure if you made an appointment with the administration at the primary school, those students can teach you. But don't forget, you can't go on your own, because you probably don't have clearances.
Next is Colin Ferroni. Colin.
I would like to say that I came here disappointed to be part of CV. But the crowd here has showed me that that was wrong. I'm still proud to be part of CV. But I have the email that you sent to all the teachers telling them not to come here. Are you still going to deny it?
Who sent it?
Don't answer!
It says, having observed the overall professionalism of the staff in the short time I have been here, I am optimistic that this is a misunderstanding. However, if this practice has indeed taken place, it needs to cease immediately. Please be aware that any failure to hear in this direction will be considered insubordinate and could lead to disciplinary action. So why would this be sent out?
They're not going to answer you.
Come on, Eddie! Eddie, what's your answer? Come on, Eddie, we got 3 minutes.
Okay, I'll move on then if you're not going to answer. It was the
Ask if the
solicitor.
solicitor will be looking into this matter.
Stop touching PA. I have seen this email. It exists. But at the threat of my job, I being denied allowing to show it to you on this board.
Michelle Rutkowski.
Good evening, my name is Michelle, and I am a resident of Bridgeville. I cannot say anything that has not been said already this evening. Half of you are on your phone, 3 of you are legit, and thank you, students, for attending this chaotic display. The students over here have nothing but pride and honor for what CV has provided them in their time here, and you are taking it away from them. I was going to yield back my time to Eric, who you were so rudely, that you treated rudely earlier. He had the email. The other gentleman presented it, and you still declined to answer his questions. So I will give back my time to the next person because you are not worth my time.
Attention, please. That means to look at me the way that I've looked at all of you. Not to look away and not to look down. I do not appreciate the way that you spoke to all of us. That was very rude and uncalled for behavior. I have never spoken to you that way, and there are a lot of people here that have not. My children are here. There's children here. There are children here that are here to do things the proper way. All these children spoke, and they spoke very etiquette. They used proper etiquette. They did not deserve to be spoken to that way. Correct? Correct? Do you agree? Do you agree? Do you agree? Superintendent, do you agree? Do you agree, Superintendent? Okay, fine, whatever. You know, I just came up here bad choices. The bus situation, the numbers that you're proposing, they sound good on the front, but the back end's definitely going to be higher. Have you guys really looked into this and done all of your homework? I really hope that you have, because it's going to be a really hasteful decision. I've looked at other school districts, I've seen it, and the numbers that you're proposing up front, yeah, it's going to look good because you're selling off buses. But you're eliminating jobs, you're eliminating people. It's not just whatever. And all of these kids, all of these people, I mean, they're faces that you've known, they're neighbors, they're people in your community. And there they go, heads down, people turning, same thing. All night, I've sat there and watched. I know I have 8 seconds. Thanks. Oh, I have some on Michelle's side.
There's no yield back. It doesn't work that way.
And thank you all. Thank you all.
Okay, several questions I have is I'd like to know who's going to install the security system at the school. I'd like to know about the security that should have been taken when several weeks ago a mother was on the news saying her daughter was being threatened by a boy and evidently he was still allowed on campus. And I don't understand why the superintendent didn't work with the SOR to make sure that that didn't happen and that woman had to go on KK to protect her own child and her family. My second question is, and this basically goes to Ed. First of all, I did know previous school board members, and when we saw the original plans of how the school was originally supposed to be built, several of us that heard about other schools being built emailed the previous school board, and that's why the double door system is the way it is now in the front, because we knew about other schools that had a double door system for protection. Where were we? Where were you when you spent $50,000 on a horse with big balls? Where were you when Mr. Mariano himself said that the architect's plans were not followed by the original contractor? Where were you when air conditioning, instead of a $200,000 sound system, which was missed, and that was said at a previous school board, was not taken care of? Where were you when a curb was put on the track that if someone tripped and fell, they were going to break their face? Where were all of you when the contract and the construction contract was being overlooked? Things were missed on this contract that cost us money. Ed, did you read it? Because evidently not, because you squandered our money.
I just want to say one more thing. These amazing students that are in the audience today are not here because someone is whispering in their ear telling them to come. They are here because they want to be.
Mr. President. Is that it?
That's it. No more present or no more comments.
No, I have one. I actually did, I was on the list.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Marissa
What was your name?
DeBella.
Okay, hold on.
Number 2 on her column. The second list.
Did you miss her?
Honestly, it's just really quick.
Go ahead.
So, my thing was just with,
You signed up for the agenda items.
yeah, this is on agenda.
I don't see you on the non-agenda.
She said she was.
Oh, I called you, but you didn't come up. So
I'm
that's
sorry.
fine. That's fine.
Just really quick.
Sorry.
So, my other non-agenda is actually for Dr. Castelli. And I've made it a point to try and meet as many administrators, teachers, staff, and that sort of thing, and school board members also, through my son's tenure here. He's in 10th grade, and I have a daughter in 3rd grade now. So it's important to me to get to know the people who are directly involved with the education of my kids. And for all the things that we understand or don't quite understand about Dr. Banata, the one thing that I absolutely appreciated about her was that she had the doors open to us parents and members in the community. We were not locked out during COVID either, which I think was super important. We had the second cup of coffee with the superintendent. We had curriculum meetings with Dr. Slavic. We had other meetings where at one point we had a meeting and with the SROs, and we talked about the things that they were doing in the summertime to prepare for the upcoming school year and that sort of thing. So I want to encourage you to continue or expand upon those sorts of programs to allow us to get into them. And I would say that, this is going to come out sounding combative and, or what have you, so take it, but please take it for what it's worth, and I'm not intending it to be that way. But we had meetings last year that were advertised by the school board for fact-finding missions or what have you. What did we as parents and taxpayers want out of our new superintendent? So before Dr. Cassavant was chosen, they invited us into the administration room to talk with an impartial third party. And I was the only one at the meeting. And then the next meeting, there were 6 people, and I don't know about the third. But I want, and like I said, it is what it is because everybody is super busy. And as I mentioned before, we have the township meetings are on Tuesday. This meeting, I had to skip my daughter's spring lacrosse meeting so that I could come to this meeting. So everybody we're all being pulled in a lot of different directions. But I want you to provide us opportunities to come in, and I want to get back involved with curriculum choices like Dr. Slavic had us in. But I also want to encourage everybody to take a morning off or don't take a lunch or go to the morning meetings. We have to do that. That's our responsibility as parents, and I take it super seriously. And I want to encourage everybody to not just do it in these high pressure situations where clearly, really, there were no winners here tonight. But if we're involved on a day-to-day basis, then I think that we would all be a lot happier with, or at least have more understanding about some of the decisions that are made on behalf of our children, the teachers, and our taxpayer dollars that are being spent.
Even though I did steal almost all Brady's thunder, and I apologize for that, I did just get a message that our basketball team won 47-44 when we got to
Mr. President, may I have a moment? Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't see you there.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
I wasn't on the list. My name is Fia Novak. I just had something quick to say. That's okay.
What was your name?
Fia Novak Rooney. I am a senior at the high school. I just wanted to say something about a particular teacher. She's the only one who does foods 1, 2, and 3. She does child development, and she also does interior design. Without her, I would not know how to put toast in the toaster. She has taught me so much, more than just the class. She has taught us to be self-sufficient. She has taught us to be independent. Taking her child development class has taught us for when we're ready to have children, what we're going to do, how to be financially stable, how to have our homes ready and prepare, different types of illnesses that our babies can have and how to find them. Without her, she's the only one who teaches these classes. Without her, I wouldn't know half of these things. And not only that, but she is the most beautiful person you could ever meet. She is the definition of what a teacher truly is. And I just wish that you guys saw us as people, as human beings, as people who are going to be the adults of the future. We need our teachers. Please, please, we need our teachers. Thank you.
Can I say something, please?
Certainly.
I just want to say, like, as a board member and a teacher, I am just very sad by tonight, to say the least. But I also want to say that I see all of you, and I appreciate all these students who came on their own, critically thinking, and making their own statements, and I appreciate you, and you're brave, and you're beautiful.
There's no more public comment, I'm sorry. I'd like to announce our next school board meeting is March 11th, 2025. I have a motion to adjourn.
Hold on, Mr. President, I have a comment, please. Yeah?
Certainly.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if I could steal 5 minutes of your time. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I listen to you. I just want to give you some facts, okay? Please. The facts. This board is in financial straits. You are correct. Why? Please let me give you the facts. Number one, 2 schools sitting up on the hill, an administration office. They should have never been built. Never. Never in 100 years should they have been built. I've been in construction for a long time. They should have never been built. 2, we have money in the bank, probably more than most school districts in Allegheny County. That was spent. $94 million was borrowed to build those schools. Another $20 million was borrowed, okay? Chartiers Valley is $85 million we owe the bank, okay? No one on this board did that. That let me finish, please. I listen to all of you, and I understand your pain. Trust me, I love this school district like you folks. I grew up here, I went here, my brother taught here, okay? So I'll be finished in a couple minutes. That mess was left to this board, this full board. We are trying to find ways to save this school district. We have exhausted almost every option. If any of you folks have any options, we are more than willing to listen. And I wanted to, and one other comment. The Providence Point